Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth, and today from Thomas Nelson we are featuring a KJV, finally in single column. This is a verse by verse layout. It has a 10-point font. It has 43,000 cross references, and I'm going to show you what makes this referencing system very unique. So let's check it out. Alright, so this is the one we're featuring today. I brought a few others in just for comparison. This is the large print thin line King James. This is the Cambridge Clarion that I had rebound by ICA. And these are both the single column New King James. All of them very beautiful, but let's take a look at the one we're looking at today. First of all, this genuine leather is incredible. Whatever new source that Thomas Nelson has for genuine leather is really great. Check out that grain. You do see a little bit of a line there from where they use that reinforcement, but that's something you're going to see in even sometimes rebinds. So that's not a big deal, but the perimeter stitching, really well done. I love the raised hubs on the spine that they're doing on the genuine leather. Really nice ribbons. And they put the ISBN code on the back. Please stop doing that. Put it on the liner. This is a beautiful cover. Now, I mean, it is gilded. It doesn't look terrible, but I just don't like it. That's just my opinion. So with that said, now let's look at the liner. Okay, we have a vinyl liner with reinforcement tape, so this thing's going to hold together. Clearly, this is not a Premier collection. This is more of kind of a high-end, medium, almost premium Bible. Really nice corners. Now, when you move into the layout, this is where it's really unique. Check it out. This is a single column KJV, which is not real common. They tend to always be in double column. Now this one is a verse by verse layout. I'm really hoping that Thomas Nelson will come out with a paragraph style layout. But what makes this Bible interesting is they put their references at the end of the verse. Now while this may make for a little bit of a clumsy reading experience, like here's one that has two. So some of them are going to have several, some of them are just going to have a few, but this has over 40,000 of these guys at the end of the verse. And the advantage to that is that you're going to be reading your verse and you don't have to search for the reference in that center column or at the bottom. It's right there where it belongs. The only other place I've ever seen do kind of a halfway decent job at this is Humble Lamb, where they line them up on the outer margin. But I really think this is an excellent idea. And it's not something I've seen before. I'm sure it's probably not a brand new concept, but I've definitely not seen it in Thomas Nelson's line, and this is a great addition to their line of Bibles. So every verse you go to, you're going to see its cross-reference right at the end of the verse. No matter where you are in the scripture, you're going to be able to find your cross-reference very easily. So the purpose of this Bible is to be able to easily reference. And they don't sacrifice notes. The notes are also still at the bottom of the page. Now this one's kind of lean. Let's turn to another page where there's a few more notes. You get an idea of how they're laid out in the notes. And this 10-point font in the comfort print. The King James and New King James comfort print is, in my opinion, the most beautiful of the entire comfort print family. It does not have accent colors. It's really interesting because they chose to use a different font for their subheadings. I guess that's to kind of set it apart and make it a little more visible. It is a very interesting choice. When you get into the New Testament, you have the red letters. Now, Thomas Nelson's red letters, as always, are outstanding. So what I want to do is I want to give it a real quick comparison to the thin line, just so you can kind of see. This one has no references, and it's a really nice layout, but you can see this is an 11-point font, this is a 10. You can't see much difference, but where you sacrifice on this is a little bit big. But where you sacrifice on the single column is it's a bit thick. Both of them beautiful, both of them very well laid out, but you have to decide what compromises you want to make. If you want a single column in a verse-by-verse format, you're going to have a thick Bible or a very big Bible. They chose to go with more of a personal size and to give it a little thickness. So now let's do a comparison real quick to the NKJV single column. Now this one is a paragraph format, and as you can see, that gutter is a bit tight. Now one thing that the end of verse references does is it addresses that gutter being tight because it pulls it out a little further. See all that space you have in the middle? So I also hope that they do an end of verse in personal size in the New King James. I do know there's one coming out in a few months, but I don't know if it's personal size or not. We don't have a lot of information on it yet. But you can see all the way through this, you have plenty of big gutter space to where this one is compromised. I hope they come out with this in the Premier collection too, because I'll show you why. In this one in the Premier collection, that edge lining, look how much more it pulls that text into the gutter. But see, this isn't going to be as affected by that edge lining. It's going to pull it up, but you're going to see that text is still going to be well out of the gutter. So this is a phenomenal idea. I really like what they decide to do here with the end of verse references, to where it's so easy to go back and forth to your references to different gospels, different places in the New and Old Testament. This is a phenomenal reference system. So whenever I'm going for referencing, this is the layout I'm going to go for in the future, because I absolutely love it. One more really quick comparison. We're going to compare it to the Cambridge Clarion. Now the Cambridge Clarion is a paragraph format, but it's a bit smaller of a font, and the leading space on this is good, but it doesn't seem as good as it does on this. This layout is just pretty phenomenal. I absolutely love it. I love the referencing system, because again, you have the references on the outer margin, and it just kind of creates some problem with that inner margin where the text kind of sneaks down into that gutter, and it's so easily addressed by handling it this way. This is a beautiful way to give you a personal sized single column Bible where the gutter is not a problem. Well done, Thomas Nelson. This was well addressed. One little thing, if I'm going to offer a complaint, is production kind of goobered up the ribbons. I'm just going to replace those. It's not a real huge deal to me, and I'm pretty sure yours isn't going to be that way, because I've never seen a Thomas Nelson like this. These are outstanding. Absolutely love it. Oh, one more thing. Look at the Old English on the spine. It's kind of a nod to the Old King James. I think that's a nice touch too. Anyhow, there you have it. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholsworth.